The important thing for us right now is that we're being creative and we're making music. Welcome to the vlog. Today we're going to try and bring you behind the scenes one of the sort of secret projects that we're working on now. It's not super secret, but in the creative process sometimes you don't want to put stuff out into the world too early. So if you'll forgive us that, we'll bring you something that maybe doesn't give you all the details. It gives you a hint of something we've been getting up to recently. That's why I've got the guitar with me. Welcome to our pop-up songwriting studio in a church. So how do we explain what we're doing without giving too much away? Well, let's say there is a great songbook, Book of Psalms. Fantastic songs that really speak about the whole breadth of the human experience, which is a fancy way of saying that it's got some pretty depressing stuff in there as well as some pretty joyful stuff. In it, a great perspective. There is hope, even in the worst of situations, and even though there is, at least I remember hearing someone say there is at least one song that has no hope in it at all. In it all, the overwhelming picture is that in the worst of situations, there is hope and there is help. And I've long had this idea of having a project where we take the flavour of the local traditional Balkan music, which again is a music that really embraces the breadth of the human experience, to use euphemism, and bring the two together to create something that captures something of the human experience with a sense of hope. That I believe is something that we get in the Bible that maybe we don't get in a lot of other places in the same way. So that's kind of what the project's about, really. Can we take some of this and bring these old texts alive in a new way, in an old way, if you like, so reaching back into the kind of the richness of the musical culture here, the specificness of being in the Balkans. And obviously for me as an English guy, that's a big challenge. 7/8, the time signature, is in the blood of people here. It is not in the blood of the average Englishman, I'll tell you that. But we're all capable of learning. Even old dogs can sometimes pull off new tricks. And so, I'm by no means going to claim I'm an expert on any of this, but I'm working with Budo here and his wife and his sister. We are making some great progress, and it's exciting to see something come together where we're getting close to that aim. It's good. So the problem with pop-ups is what pops up must pop down again at some point. As you can see, our little pop-up songwriting setup has popped away because it is almost time for Rowan to arrive and do some courses. And here in the church building, there really isn't a free day, and there really isn't a long stretch of time where stuff can be set up and stay set up. They're good practical challenges, because if we were doing nothing, there'd be plenty of time and space here to set up and leave stuff set up and all that kind of thing. As it is, we're doing loads, and there's loads of young people getting the opportunity to learn music here in this building and in this room, and so there isn't loads of time to set stuff up and leave it set up for days and days. That's a really positive sign, because it shows that what we're doing is attractive to young people. They're enjoying the opportunities they get through it. What it does mean is, on the side, it's hard to do creative projects and have time and space, and definitely what we've done in the past few weeks with our little pop-up songwriting thing, what you've seen this morning, I think this is the third or fourth time we've set up to do this like this. It's going really well, it's really productive time, and it really puts that desire of, let's have some space where this equipment could stay permanently set up, that we could just walk in, switch it on and off we go. We're recording and capturing the whole songwriting process. You can watch loads and loads of tutorials on the internet and about songwriting, and one of the things you'll notice when you do is there's a lot of contradictory advice given out. And the reality is, at least the reality from my perspective, is the contradictory advice is really important. Like, I think it's really important to know the rules, to have rules, to set boundaries on what your project's about, what your song's about, then it's really important to break the rules and to allow there to be inspiration and to pursue things when they come up. And basically the songwriting process is about managing those two extremes. So I was explaining earlier in this vlog that we have a process. We've taken the text from the songs, we've taken music that is inspired by traditional Balkan music, and we're putting the two together and we're writing songs out of that. That said, our brief sort of broadened out from that quite early on to go jazz influences and blues influences, which is stuff that both Buddha and I are into and kind of looking at the moment in the music that we're learning and studying for ourselves. And let's blend all of that. So we're not trying to do something that's really specifically traditional Balkan, but kind of influenced by jazz and influenced by blues. The thing that's important for me is you've got to have a jumping off point, and your jumping off point has got to spark creativity. If you're sparking creativity and there's good stuff coming out of it, then I think it's all positive. And then we will collate the stuff that's coherent together and probably record it and put it out in some form. So that's kind of what we're doing. I think the important thing for us right now is that we're being creative and we're making music and in the form of songs that we will be able to do something with. And we've got started now on maybe 6 different songs in the last 3 or 4 weeks, which is great for like doing 1 session a week, meeting up and doing stuff. So I'm really happy with that. Hopefully this vlog has given you an insight into that whole process, the things we grapple with, the things we're working with, and how it all comes together. And hopefully it inspires you in your creative journey if you're that kind of person doing stuff. That is it for this week's vlog. Do give us a big thumbs up for creativity and songwriting. Do leave us a comment or a question if you want to know more, and do remember that together we do adventure. See you next time.